There's nothing to worry about. The most powerful exorcists among us are working on it right now. And they'll make sure that we touch down on the ground safely.
Exorcists? Like the ones with amazing powers who healed people during the epidemic? That's right. So please, have faith in us.
Peace. Now's the vibrate. Y'all know what it is. This video is refining, the as above, so below, as within, so without. Y'all know what it is, the law of correspondence, what I'm always speaking of, but this just brings more and more refinement to understanding how real and how true this is. And recently, I was rereading one of my crystal books, and it speaks of like how you pick different crystals and what it's aligned with. And I'll do another video on that, but specifically, it was like, when you picking crystal, so a crystal that's made or that's best for your body is going to be a crystal that you gravitate towards through touch or through, feeling it, So it's going to be a crystal that you just kind of put your hands on and you feel some kind of way about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be so much about appearance, anything else, just more so how it feels in your hand. And, some of those crystals you pick up, you can feel a little tingle in your hand. That's even more of an omens that crystal is meant for your body. It's more of a crystal to help your body. You have crystals that may be more to help you in spirit. It may be a crystal to help you connect more on a soul level. It may be a crystal to help you connect more on an intellect level. But again, the crystals that you feel a certain type of energy in is connected to your body. And, always remembering, as above, so below, as within, so without. Our body. So how we talk about like Earth is like this place where you learn about balance, like to learn how to balance the yin and yang energies, Your experience on Earth, is about how to lean towards one side of that polarity. In essence, for most of us, it's more the positive aspect, but, it's finding that balance nonetheless. That balance, that equilibrium, that wholeness, that integration. So if the earthly plane is like this, then also within the body, and I done brung up, again, like how in the body, the body, like it's certain elements, multiple elements, that are antagonists towards each other, AKA they kind of like disrupt what the other one's trying to do for the body. So calcium helps with blood clotting, but then magnesium helps to prevent blood clotting. So magnesium and calcium kind of have like an antagonizing relationship. So, and again, the uniqueness and the paradox of Earth or of your body, because it's a reflection of the earthly experience, magnesium and calcium got to find some way to live together. And that's why understanding that it's not about everything's all the same in the sense of like acting the same or being like in this zombie hive mind type of energy. It's more so like playing your unique part while understanding that you're interconnected, So again, the body needs magnesium and calcium, but yet they kind of have like an antagonizing relationship. So it's up for us as far as like, again, if you look at us like source of our earthly plane, because again, you are a source or like a god or goddess to your earthly plane, aka your body. Your body is like you governing the earth, and you got certain things that govern themselves automatically, AKA like animals in this realm. Like animals don't have to read a book or none of that to do what they do. They just kind of, they instinctually got certain things that they do, and they don't really veer off of that path, and you don't have to tell them to do it. You don't have to tell a lion to be a lion, or a bird to be a bird, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? They do what they do on their own, and that's kind of like the representation of the cells and parts of the body that kind of, again, work on their own. So with us, again, you put the magnesium and calcium into the body, you have to govern your calcium and magnesium intake, like how much magnesium and calcium you're intaking and balancing that out, so that those two different, atoms are those two different worlds, because an element in essence is a atom that just has a name, So it's like about balancing, and the atom is like a little miniature world, you know what I'm saying? So you balancing out these worlds within your body. And when you kind of put it in that perspective, then we start to see like, oh shit, like, the importance of, like, once we become aware of who we are and like, what that comes with, and not to like, scare yourself with the level of like, responsibility of or accountability for knowing yourself and, aligning yourself accordingly. But, again, you do see like the magnitude of like, all right, like, and when I brought up calcium and magnesium is like, governing two little small worlds inside of you. And they got multiple worlds of calcium. You got multiple atoms of calcium, multiple atoms of magnesium. And then you got other elements and then other bigger organs, So it's like, a whole little, again, a little world, a little multiverse within our bodies, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with Earth, you know what I'm saying? Earth has multiple dimensions existing, layered through the experience. Same thing within the experience of your body, you know what I'm saying? Like you got your spleen, and it does what it does on a physical level, but then etherically it's connected to emotions and emotional attachments. So it also has like a etheric body of, certain spiritual connections and soul connections that's tied to it as well. But just keeping it simple, because I didn't want to extend this too long, but just simply remembering, for one, from the perspective of working with crystals, whenever you're choosing your crystals, the crystal that you vibe with from a feeling perspective, like where the crystal feels good, or, you get a little tingling feeling, or you just feel something from it, and you kind of choose the crystal off of the feeling, then that crystal is resonating with your body. And it's also a crystal, for the most part, that's going to be connected with maintaining equilibrium or maintaining integrity and a healthy balance and a wholeness within your body. And now, of course, you got crystals that generally do that. I always bring up Shiva Lingam when it comes to balancing the yin and yang energies. I'm like, that's the yin and yang symbol and energy within a crystal. That's the Shiva Lingam. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got other crystals. One that I could just think of on the fly is nephrite jade, and because of nephrite jade being connected to the kidneys, and the kidneys, no coincidence, you got one on each side, like the balance of the Libra scales, and also connecting to the Libra energy. But again, the crystal for the body will help you to balance yourself. And then you could also pay attention to, like, all right, whatever crystal that is, like the color of it, and what elements is inside of it, will let you know what's necessary for you. It could be just in that moment to, maintain equilibrium, or it could be letting you know, like, throughout your lifetime, like, this the energy for the most part that you would, that you kind of always, I want to say, like, sometimes it could be a little difficult for you to balance this energy. So it's like you always need to remember to balance this energy, and you'll see that through time, like, again, through your different experiences, because it don't just have to be with crystals. But again, this is about crystals. So, in connection with crystals, it will be showing you, you know, what's necessary to maintain that equilibrium. And then also with that, through time, you know what I'm saying, you keep seeing like what type of crystals you gravitate towards from feeling, then you really get a better idea, you know, like over a course of some months or some years. For those who work with crystals, you know, pay attention to the types of crystals that, you know, catch your attention through the feeling, you know. And again, that's speaking to the equilibrium of your body, because again, as above, so below, as within, so without. You know, our body is just like the earth plane is about unique individual energies, understanding the interconnectedness of, you know, the whole world in essence, you know, with this world being your body in this case, you know. So just simply put, because again, also just bringing in right now, we're going into moments where the veil thinning, you know, so it's always good to be grounded, always good to have the body straight, be present in our body, you know, whenever all of these spirits could be felt a lot more strongly, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have that. And then just in general, you know, again, like with helping us with our earthly experience, you know, again, we balance, we're playing a part on earth, in earth, you know what I'm saying, as a, you know, a balancing energy, a balancing, you know, let's just say a balancing energy, a balancing being, a being here to, you know, restore balance to the body. So, you know, it makes sense that you do the same for your own body, you know, and again, this may be uniquely different as far as what particular crystals or what's, you know, particularly is necessary for you to balance things out. And hence why this goes into why you could see why when you talk about on a scientific level with cell salts in the zodiac signs and how you got different little bodily cell salts, you know, when you go look up cell salts, you see what I'm talking about. But like there's a different cell salt for different zodiac signs. Again, there's 12 zodiac signs, but we're only in our mother's womb for 9 months. So out of those two, you know, out of 12 months or 12 zodiac signs, we only get like nine, you could say 10 to 8 of those cell salts, just to give it a wide range. You know, 10 to 8 of the necessary cell salts we receive while in the womb. But then again, because we're not in the womb for 12 months, we're missing a few. And that comes with, you know, a certain energetic expression in our body. Like, again, like certain aspects of the body that may be very healthy for us. And then certain things where we have to constantly work on to maintain the health of, you know. Like, again, like Capricorns focusing on the body, on the bones and the knees and the teeth, you know, like the Pisces having to deal with the feet energy, Aries, the head, you know, so, and bring it full circle again, like with the crystals, no coincidence that the crystals, you know, also are associated, like, again, your birthstone associated with certain zodiac signs, associated with, again, these certain archetypes, certain cell salts in the body that helps to keep you healthy and balance and bring forth equilibrium to your being. But just wanted to share that. Now is the vibrate. Y'all know what it is. Peace.